Hey up and welcome to the video. We've just pulled up and parked in Earl Sterndale in the Peak District, and we're going to do a recce today. So we've come to Crome Hill and Parkhouse Hill in the Peak District, and I'm planning a sunrise here, but because I've not been here before, I wanted to come and have a look, get the feeling of the place, and more importantly, park here and then time how long it's going to take me to walk up to that composition. When I come and do the sunrise, I'm going to go for the classic shot with the tree on the left, looking back to Parkhouse Hill, and then the sun rising in the sky, of course. So yeah, first part of this video is a bit of a recce, then I'm going to explore and have a look at what this location's got to offer. So let's make us way up there. I know I'll be tempted on the way to take compositions, but I'm going to resist because it's important to get this time in so I can plan the shoot. Right, let's get up there. Okay, so we're up on Crome Hill. It took me an hour to get up here, so much longer than I thought. Because we've had a lot of rain recently, the ground is absolutely saturated. In parts it's quagmire, and there was one fence you had to climb over that's got steps the other side. I nearly went on them, so I've got to imagine walking up here in the dark is going to be very challenging, so I'm at least going to probably allow an hour and 15 minutes. The last climb up just before you get to the tree, that was really sketchy, and I've got to go back down it as well, but it is what it is. Let's just look back at the weather app. Yeah, is there anywhere on that weather app that says snow? Because at the minute we've got very, very small particles of snow falling. I'd call it dandruff actually, but yeah, it didn't forecast snow. So hopefully we'll get to, if we look on that weather app, we'll get to 10 o'clock and it'll be sunny. There is bits of sun coming through in the distance, a few little god rays. I've got the composition, so I didn't have to come too far up the hill to get the composition, and that's what this recce is all about. So I'm at 45mm, and this is the shot that we get at 45mm. So we've got the tree nice and close on the left hand side, and then we've got Parkhouse Hill in the distance, then a little bit of the sky. And on the actual morning of the sunrise, if the sky is looking pretty good, then I'll just change the composition slightly so we see more of the sky, maybe even go portrait. I'm in landscape at the moment. Now for this planned shoot, looks like there's more snow coming down over there, it's looking a bit heavier. For this planned shoot I also want to put my drone up and take a shot of an aerial shot of the sunrise and some video, but I'm just looking where I can let the drone take off, and that's also going to be challenging, so I might attempt that. If it stops snowing, I might attempt that. So I'm in no rush this morning, but yeah, you've got to plan quite a bit of time to get up here. That ground was not good, and I'm not loving that last sketchy bit there. I'd have been rolling down that hill like a Teletubby, I tell you, and it'd be embarrassed more than anything. I think I've survived because it looks like nice soft ground, but it would have been embarrassment of any of the farmers over there actually watching me. So let's look at this view in front of us. was kind of looking for a marker point on the ground where I can remember where I'm kind of placing the tripod, and there's nothing here, but it's a pretty standard view. It's such a popular composition this. You see hundreds of pictures on social media and some amazing shots. Some people have had some amazing sunrise shots from here, and I'm just going to wait a bit for light, actually, see if we get any good light. And from up here, the vista that you can see is amazing. In fact, the whole area has got loads of potential for other shots, and we only really see this one. This is the main shot we see, the main composition. But yes, this area is rich in compositions, and at the minute it's rich in falling snow. So I'm going to put the Osmo away and just shelter a bit. Well, I've sat here nice and patiently waiting for the snow to stop, and it did stop. There wasn't much of it. As I said, it was dandruff, and we've had some really nice light just bursting through. The sun is quite high in the sky, but the cloud is blocking it out, but it keeps letting a little bit through, and we've got some nice light, so wasn't expecting that. I've seen one person so far, one walker, telling me it's a bit slippy, and I thought, I know it is. Yeah, we need to take care. But once the sun breaks through, I think it'll dry out a bit. Now, looking at now we've got some light on the landscape, I might want to put my 70 to 200 on, or I might just want to sit here and wait for a bit more light. We have got some kind of god rays in the distance, which we should be able to bring out in the processing. What a gorgeous morning. Well worth the slippy walk. Right, I've just virtually slid down there on my backside. It is quite steep, but that's the first part done. So I know it's going to take me an hour to get here. I know it's going to be quite a treacherous walk. Some of that might be in the dark. I know where the composition is. Not too far up this hill, but still steep. So I'm happy with that. And I think I got some nice shots. There's some lovely light falling on the landscape at the moment, and God, I think I might have taken this shot here, just looking down through the tree towards Parkhouse Hill. What a fantastic morning. Okay, I've just walked up the side of Parkhouse Hill, not up it, but just round the side of it, because it's a killer walk up there. I'm not going up there. You can see it behind me. But I'm looking now for a composition of Crome Hill itself, and the position I'm in at the moment is, I like the shot I've got, but we've got this sort of gate and gate post which doesn't look very nice in the image. To the right we've got the road, stone wall and some trees that would look nice in the base of a composition, but so I need to move. I'm going to move over there. Hopefully the ground's not too boggy. So I've just gone through a pile of mud, and I think there's a shop, but I'm going to have to move to the right to try and get rid of that gate post. And the light keeps coming and going, which is okay. I'm out of breath. Even a small hill. God, that's why I'm not going up Parkhouse. No way. No way. Wish I were fitter. A few more people out now as well, so it's getting a bit later. It's about 10:15, and people much fitter than me, because there's a couple just like gone up Chrome Hill like it's like they're walking to the shops. I tell you, you wouldn't be able to get me up there that quick. And certainly Helen would be looking for a chairlift. I'm sure she would. It'd be like, I'll stay at the bottom. That's what she'd be saying. So let's go and find this composition. I'll talk you through it, and then we'll probably get some light as well. Gorgeous place, fabulous place. If you've not been here, you've got to come here. So for this composition, I wanted a shot of Chrome Hill, looking back at Chrome Hill. So that's what we're doing now. We're looking back at Chrome Hill. And what caught my eye, there's 5 trees. Well, there's actually 6 if you count the one that we took earlier. So there's 5 trees arranged in the right hand side of the composition. So you've got 3 on the road and the base stone wall at the bottom of the picture, and you've got 2 others above with another stone wall, and then you've got Chrome Hill itself. And I just like that arrangement of trees. What we do need though is a little bit of light. I'd like some light on the trees. I've had some light on Chrome Hill itself, but I really want those trees to have a little bit of light on. But I do like this shot, and yes, I know there is 6 trees, but it's those 5 that caught my eye in the right hand side of the composition. We've got some light coming through now, but it's very even. I want some dappled light, some shadows on the landscape. I'm just waiting now, waiting for that light. And there's nice separation with the trees against the green of the landscape, and the 50 or 60 sheep that's in that field. Bit of light now. Come on, let's have some dappled light. You know you want to. There's somebody just to the left of me coming down the Parkhouse Hill. Good luck, love. It's slippy. Oh God, she's coming down this bit. I didn't look. Now if she comes down there and falls, she'll literally roll, and probably she's in line with my tripod. So if you hear a crash, it's this woman coming down. Meanwhile, we've got some light. So there is an opportunity to do some blending of images here to try and bring the light, to be a bit more creative with the light. So I might do that, I might not. So I did want a shot of both Crome Hill and Parkhouse Hill together, and you can only get this from sort of the south. We're slightly southeast, and the eastern side is definitely the best view of the two hills. So I'm just waiting for some light now. We've got light on the trees on the right hand side. Just want some light on Crome Hill, and I think we might make this the last shot. We might, but I like this. Yes, in not so harsh light it would be a nice shot, but I quite like this anyway. I like the composition. I like how the stone wall wraps around the base of Parkhouse Hill and then goes up to the trees on the right, and it comes back on itself. And we've got some light coming on Crome Hill. I'm taking a few shots, so if I want to I can blend some of the light together to give me the shot I want. That's quite nice. It is coming quite nice now though. There it is, Crome Hill's lit up, and it's not full sunlight. We're getting some nice shadows on it, so it's bringing out the textures in the hillside itself, and that's looking quite nice. We've got some people walking into shot, but we'll one's got red on, but we'll clone them out. That's what Photoshop was for, people who wear red jackets in the countryside. I'm just kind of thinking of the next composition, and if I can get higher up, the trees on the right of this composition, I should be able to drop them down into the landscape a little bit more, because I am going to be climbing up to get back to the car. So if we get an elevation that puts them trees slightly lower in the landscape, they're just sticking up a minute at the minute. If we can get a shot lower, that'll be a better composition, and might be also be able to move around a bit to get more of Crome Hill in. So let's go and do that. Let's go and take a walk. Okay, on the way back to the car, and I've come up and got a different elevation. It's not the shot I wanted. Because it's private land, I can't get to where I want to get to move those trees to the right, and we've now got a gap in the composition between Parkhouse Hill and Crome Hill. I think it's still okay. I like it. I might crop it to a pano. Yeah, I think I will, looking at it. I've just pulled the zoom out, and I'm going to crop that to a pano, including the rocks on the right hand side. There's some trees as well down there, and there's some trees on the left of Parkhouse Hill. And I have done another shot here with foreground. I have used this wall in a shot as foreground, and I've done it as a focus stack. I'm not that keen on it actually. I think I prefer the one we're looking at now, to be honest. Nice panoramic, and I think I'll also zoom in and do a traditional panoramic shot as well. So this is the final shot. Lots more here. I think this is very much a morning location, sunrise, where we first went and did the recce, and then the position of the sun now is just giving you the best compositions. So these two hills are much better taken from the eastern side. The western side, they don't look so good, and as you walk down from the car, these are all the views you're getting as compositions. So it's definitely worthy of a second, third, fourth and fifth visit. Okay, you can tell I've enjoyed this. I really have. and I don't want to go on. I think it's about, I think I've been here about 4.5 hours now, and I'm still not tired, because I think when the conditions are good and okay, we have got some nice light here. We ain't got dramatic light. What's happening behind me, if you can see, the clouds are coming back over. So the forecast, if the app's right, is for the weather to close in later, and it certainly looks like that. So behind us we've got some very dark, broody skies coming, and they're also gathering in front as well. So at some stage we're going to lose this sunlight, and the show's going to be over. Let me do this pano. What a fantastic location that is, and I am going to go back a few times there, different times of the year. And just to summarise that recce, so I'm going to park in Earl Sterndale. I'm going to allow an hour and 15 minutes to walk up to the composition and get set up. I know my composition, and I know the drone composition. The drone image really looked nice. I think that's a really nice shot, putting the tree in the base and then separating other trees in the composition. Really look forward to taking that. And the other thing I need to take into account is the position of the sun. So currently, for the way I want to take the shot, which is to have the sun kind of rising above the tree and casting light onto Parkhouse Hill, currently the sun is in the right position to do that, around about April 5th, 6th, 7th, but the weather's not there. We're not going to get the sunrise. So the next time the sun's going to be in the right position is going to be late September. So the planned date for this shoot is way in the future. It's going to be the last 2 weeks in September to try and get that sunrise shot. But this planning, this recce, has been invaluable. And the shot you see on the screen at the moment is my favourite shot from this shoot. So I just like the way the branches fill out the space in the sky, and we've got the path as well leading round from the bottom, and then we've got Parkhouse in the background, and we've got some nice dappled light on it. So that's my favourite shot from the this particular shoot. I did say in the last video I would explain what's been going on here, and this has been hell, because this is quite a small spare room, and to redecorate this area, put shelves up, etc., I had to pull this desk out, crawl underneath, and it was a real faff. But it's nearly done. It's not quite done. So I thought I'd explain why I've done this and what's its purpose. What is it going to do for me? In the good old days, we had photo albums like this. Okay, so this is an old family album, and there's lots of pictures in here taken in the 30s and the 40s of great family memories in here. And we always used to pass the family album round. Oh, do you want to look at my album? Yeah, let's have a look. Oh yeah. And you'd tell stories from these pictures of what events occurred when these pictures were taken. So fantastic memories. With the digital age, Now it's, do you want to look at my pictures on my hard drive? You can't just pass this around and say, yeah, do you want to have a look? We've got to connect up, we've got to open it in software so the images can be viewed. Yes, we can still print them out, we can still create albums, but pretty much when you think about it, our albums are now on Instagram or Facebook for us to look at, well, for everybody to look at. So I kind of thought, yeah, all my images are locked on here really, and everything on my hard drive's in RAW, so you can't just put them into a quick viewer. Plus there's loads on there to look through anyway. So what I thought I'd do was create a gallery, or some people call them their portfolio. So the idea with this is to create a gallery of what I think is my best work, and that's very subjective as to what you think is your best work. And also there's not masses of space up there. If we have a mixture of landscape and portrait images, we can probably get 19 to 20 shots up there. So I've got to be very selective on what I put up there, and at the moment there's just a few examples. It's not finished because there's a shortage of A4 frames at the moment, would you believe? So what I've decided is to put up here categories so of my best shots. So best sunrise, best sunset, best woodland, best seascape, best foreground interest, and categories like that. And I think that's going to help me improve my photography, or that's the idea anyway. So I'll go out on a shoot, come back here, process the images, and then we'll look up and decide if the image is good enough to go up there and replace another image. So gradually we'll see better images up here in the gallery. That's the plan. So for example, I like this shot, that will get promoted into the gallery when I've finished it. So that's my thoughts on this. It's kind of a portfolio gallery of my best work for me to look and reflect on where my photography is. So if you want to follow me on that journey, consider subscribing to the channel. If you've liked this video, give it a like, and pop a comment in the bottom. You're very welcome. Now, I've not filmed the next video yet, so I don't know where I'm going, and so you'll have to wait and see. So that's it. Massive thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.